First question from Cora: how do I find the best online prices on women's apparel?
Perfect. So finding best prices on women's apparel, ultimately depends on the markets that you're in. You've got that $20 and under market, then you've got the gap between 20 and 100, and then from there it's all based on brand. So I'm going to answer this question based on pricing if you're like doing competitors pricing, because I think that's going to be more useful for the audience here. So when you're looking at competitors pricing, ultimately a lot of people go and they look at pricing of companies that are selling a $600 shirt and they're like, how are they doing that? They don't realize that how you price yourself is ultimately the brand that you're creating. We met with a fantastic company in Little Rock. They sell, $80 to $90 t-shirts. And for me as a consumer, I'm like, wow, like that's expensive. But it's not. It's a limited edition. There's only 100 of those items in the world. Like, there are factors that dictate that price. And so the first thing you need to understand is, what are you selling? Yep. Are you cut and sew? Are you vertically integrated? Are you selling someone else's product that you're just hem tagging? Those details matter because it's going to dictate the price that you can command. Yep. So when you're doing that research, go and build out a list of the top 25 to 30 companies that are in your vertical and see what their pricing is, figure out why they're pricing themselves that way, and then figure out a strategy. If you're going to come in lower, if you're going to go higher, figure out a strategy for that.
I think the other thing to not do as well is to look at your competitors and then just consistently underprice yourself, because that forces you to race to the bottom. And I know for what I'm assuming looking at this guy's the URL and everything, I would guess that they are maybe drop shipping or that they are kind of reselling somebody else's stuff. And if you are constantly underpricing yourself there, you're going to make your margins razor thin, and it's going to be really hard for you to grow and operate if you're working off of I can make a buck off of each sale.
Yeah. The very limited knowledge I have of the apparel industry, it is an extremely cutthroat industry, and margin is very, very important because there's always things on the back end that they don't tell you about beforehand. You're going to go and order 5,000 units, and 1,000 of those units are going to be damaged. You eat that cost most of the time. So running on a razor thin margin without giving buffer for those types of incidents will crush you quickly.